What's up, JEFusion fans? This is Phil, and welcome back to another Kingohger video. So, this is actually going to be a continuation of the previous video that I have made. So, link is down in the description below for those of you who haven't seen it yet. And in that video, I did make a theory about Gira, aka Kuwagata Oger, actually being a part of the Hasty family bloodline. So before I continue on with this video, make sure that you catch up with the latest episodes of Kingohger, or if you haven't, get started already, because boy are we going to be in for a wild ride with this one. So I hope that by this point, you can stop this video, watch the episodes, and then come back when you're ready. Or if you're really not that bothered by spoilers, then let's move on with the video. So you have been warned. So in the previous video, as I've mentioned, I did say that it would be possible for Gira to be part of the Hasty royal bloodline, thanks to a leaked interview with Gira's actor. And episode 5 does confirm it. And I have mentioned this possibility, one very likely possibility, which is also confirmed in episode 5, which is, spoiler alert, Gira and Rakles are actually brothers. Yes, they are brothers. So, of course, Gira is the younger brother of Rakles. And, you know, this isn't, again, a surprise. Like I mentioned before, the actors for Gira and Rakles are not really that far apart in age. So, definitely them being brothers would be the most logical thing to do. Well, of course, this is, very much a spoiler that I'm talking about. It's not also a surprise either. Again, we have, not just myself, probably you guys as well watching this one. We've thought of these possibilities before, and now that it's confirmed, well, it's not really that surprising, isn't it? But what I think is actually this could have been this is something that could have taken a few more episodes before we, you know, actually learn the truth about Gira's true lineage. But having it be revealed this early, I think is, not a bad idea either. But, it's just how the writers are going to handle this going forward. And, the soonest that we see here, or the next probable events that would happen, would be definitely, conflicts between Gira and Rakles. So, two brothers, right? Probably, vying for the throne. Although, Gira probably wouldn't have any designs on the throne if Rakles, didn't act really, really sus. So we've already seen the signs way back in episode 1. So Gira wanted to take the throne so that he can protect people. So had Rakles, actually done that himself, probably Gira wouldn't have been Kuwagata Oger in the first place, right? And this conflict would never happen. So there are a few questions raised with episode 5. Now, how, by the way, how Rakles and Gira were, revealed to be brothers, I'm gonna leave that for you guys to see. I was planning to talk about it in this video, but I honestly didn't want to spoil too much so that you guys have something to look forward to. So, again, what happened? Rockless and uh, Gira are revealed to be brothers, but how did it happen? You guys, see for yourselves. So, right now, Rita is actually a key character in this revelation. So she wanted to see if Gira actually had any right to use the older caliber, because uh, these things aren't meant for anyone to use, and anyone but those of the royal bloodlines. So again, Gira being Rockless's brother means that of course he's technically able to use it, because apparently the god Kuwagata has a really tight security system, as Yama actually reveals. So he tried to actually break that system, or he tried to unlock that system, and we actually see it in episode 1. uh, Yama trying to activate the god Kuwagata by himself, but Gira, just by being chosen by his older caliber, was able to use or was able to control and reactivate the god Kuwagata after almost 2,000 years. So now let's move on to the actual questions at hand. So why would Rackless actually eliminate his younger brother, and what would be the cause? So the most probable reason that I can think of so far is that, well, this may have to do with Gira himself, and I think Gira is more naturally, or he was born able to communicate with the Shugod. Now if you notice that in episode 1, he actually names the god Kuwagata as Kuwagon, and he talks as if he's known the god Kuwagata for a long time. And the same thing with uh, God Kabuto in episode 4, when he calls God Kabuto as Kabutan. So Gira is naturally able to communicate with the Shugod, which are very important in defeating the Bagnarak, which probably Rackless couldn't do, or maybe he can, but Gira has more of that aptitude. He was more suitable for it. So uh, while technically in a lot of monarchies, the eldest son is usually the rightful heir to the throne, or by technicality. So Gira, by his existence alone, so his natural ability to communicate with the Shugod, and again, natural talent, or he probably would have been more compatible, if you put it that way, with the Shugod. So this may have instilled some kind of jealousy within Rackless. And another thing that you would notice with Gira is that he does not remember his lineage. The only thing that he remembers is the rainbow Jururira, which is surprisingly, according to Rita, doesn't actually exist, or there are no records of it. So maybe it's a dish that only exists within, or it's a secret dish that only the royal members of the Hasty family, you know, are able to access. They're able to eat it. But again, the question, yeah, the biggest question here is how Gira lost his memory, and what did Rackless do to remove Gira's memory? Did the rainbow jewelry have something to do with it, or was it something else? And what would be the end goal for Rackless if he removes his brother, aside from being unchallenged for the throne? So he has no rival for the crown. So with Gira out of the way, for let's say, there's no one to stop Rackless, probably. So these are things that we are gonna have to watch out for in future episodes, of course. But speaking of brothers in Super Sentai that probably have had, a history of fighting each other, then look no further than Jew Rangers, Geki and Burai, Tyranno Ranger and Dragon Ranger. So again, now there's actually a possible aspect here. If we compare, or if we apply this story or this plot between Geki and Burai, and then use it with Rakles and Gira, so it may be possible that Rakles is probably mind controlled, or there's someone controlling him and probably taking advantage of, let's say, his possible insecurities or jealousy, towards his younger brother. And there could be some sort of connection between Dakles and the Bagnarak. So going back to episode 1 again, so it's revealed that, or at least Gira criticizes Gira, like he realizes, like, wait, did you actually just let the Bagnarak invade so that you can use this whole shebang as an excuse to get all the power for yourself? uh, Basically that's what I think Gira is trying to say. So he actually let the Bagnarak invade the Shugod Dam, using Yanma's quote unquote rebellion as an excuse to not do anything, and let's say, like, oh, I let so the Bagnarak have attacked because Yama didn't want to cooperate. So it's sad, but again, Yama's hunch was right on the money for all we know, because again, we see how Darkless is hungry for power, and he wanted everyone to you know unite their swords so they can unlock, or they can reawaken uh, God Kabuto, or sorry, God Kuwagata, and then Rackless, of course, as Kuwagata Oger, would take control of the King Oger mecha, and probably use it to conquer the world. And that was his plan anyway. So, of course, another thing about Rackless, as it's revealed, so he is going to be the silver recolored Kuwagata Oger, which is O Kuwagata Oger. So, uh, Rackless will use the Oger Caliber Zero, but the TTFC spin-off, Secret of Rackless, would probably reveal how he came to obtain the Ultra Caliber Zero. And the Ultra Caliber Zero is an interesting item that I think deserves a video on its own. Don't you agree? So yeah, that's going to be it for now. So what do you guys think will happen from now on? So let me know in the comments below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And as always, please do leave a like, comment, share, uh, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get the latest from JEFusion. And as always, thank you so much for watching. This has been Philip, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.